Alexis K. Tyler. I'm here for this brief segment of AKT. Pretty Reads. It's probably about 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. A little bit after 4 a.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. I could not sleep. I've been very bothered all day about the confirmation of the physical passing of Nipsey, excuse me, not Nipsey, baby, okay, DMX. And I guess I'm saying Nipsey because they've both been together. And I don't know, maybe I did it, but I know some weird stuff has been happening with my phone. And my son wanted me to come into Facebook. And then they said took one of my videos down today with me performing for my father, like in 2018, said it was a copyright infringement strike because To Be Loved was playing of my show, so I couldn't challenge it because I did not get the right to use that. They said it was from the Ed Sullivan show. My phone's been tripping, so I wanted to do this, and then I don't know when I'm coming back because I have to get another phone and I have to see what is going on with my security issues. It's clear that someone is trying to hack me and someone is trying to shut me down or put bugs on my phone. So I'm gonna have to get rid of this phone. So anybody that loves me, wants to donate to me, wants to help me get a phone, I will. And then the battery, I've been letting it charge for like 2 hours now, and it's only at 60%. So it's clear that I really need to get rid of this phone and then deal with security issues, and I'm just gonna step back because I'm just tired of a lot of things. Okay, I've been going through a lot of things and dealing with a lot of fake ass love and fake ass motherfucking people. I wanted to do this, like I said, because my video was erased. And from last night when I was talking about DMX and I saw that he was already physically dead. I had been saying this all week long, and I saw the demon come in here and tell me that he was in the underworld. And what else? I knew. People kept saying, "Have you talked to him? Is he okay? Is he going to recover?" I knew that he wasn't going to recover. Yeah, I don't say rest in power, I say rise in power, because whatever you weren't, or you were suppressed and weren't able to become because of certain circumstances or karma, that you become bigger and better and more of that when you extend yourself beyond the physical body. So I wasn't surprised when I woke up and I saw it today, because I saw last night these symptoms of COVID. You can donate. The links are in my videos. I don't know them by heart, with my PayPal and my Cash App. I don't have anyone that I know right now to put them in here for me. I can't get them while I'm trying to talk on this call. Uh, I can't look for them while I'm doing this live. I'm not allowed to do that on this phone. Again, it's very difficult for it to hold a charge. Well, 9 is also 6. If you turn it upside down, which is a very powerful Illuminati number. I did not know that, well, like I said, it's in the videos. You can look at some of the descriptions, some of the videos. The Cash App there is, PayPal is there. If anybody knows it, they can put it in here. I did not know that DMX was a Sagittarius. He's a December Sagittarius, and I'm a Sagittarius, which makes it clear why he's come here. He's been here with Nipsey, and DMX has been here, coming in and out all week, and his demon has been here. And day doctors give statements. No, because they were lying. And just like a few days ago, his manager came in with the white man, and the lawyer said DMX was getting up, walking around. That was a lie. I told you, everybody that asked me all week long, I said DMX is in the underworld. He's talking to people there. I even saw Aaliyah with him a couple of days, leaning on his right shoulder, kind of laying on him like he's her big brother. And she was welcoming him over. I saw other relatives of his welcoming him over. So I knew. Mm-mm. He wasn't awake in the physical body. I knew he was waiting for someone or something. I don't know if his birth mother. She should have, because she caused him so much pain. Brought him into this place, into this world. Thank you, Lizette. And abandoned him. And said he wasn't good enough and he wasn't enough for her to be in her space and in her world, like she was ashamed of that baby. And that always hurt him. You know, it was with him, and it led to a lot of things he did, and not feeling loved. And then he talked about the uncle who gave him other narcotics in the marijuana that he didn't know he gave it to him, and turned him into an addict. But he was very strong, and just in your face with him. What you see is what you get. I know when I found out today and I looked at his sign, I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. He's a Sagittarius. And why he felt so comfortable coming in here to see me. And he already asked for food. I don't know. If someone can find out and tell me, tell me. I don't know if he's blood gang affiliated, because he only wanted this. He wanted the red sage. He asked for this and a red candle. So Nipsey has the blue. He said, I don't want the blue. You know, I'm down with Nipsey. I want the red. And I want a red candle. So I said, that's fine. I don't have any made, but let me see if I got some around here, because I hadn't cured any new blue sages or red sages, because people were asking for them, and I knew that Nipsey needed them for his month. And it's really sad that as we're dealing with Nipsey's honoring his 2nd-year anniversary, he passes during the time of Nipsey's 2nd anniversary assassination, going through the Passover period, giving the offerings for Passover, moving into Easter. Now we're coming up on Mother's Day, and he physically leaves. And that's quite something, isn't it? And I put their picture up. They were together. They met. I don't know what year they met. They got to talk to each. Do you see that blue on my face? That was from the candle or something. The candles are so pretty. You see that? And the orb up there. You see that? You see I have Himalayan and Sage, and they're orbing tonight. It went from the demon being in here to when they had to have cut off the life support, because he could still move in and out and hover in and out of the physical body. Today when I got up, I was coming downstairs, I was mad and I was crying, you know, because I love DMX and that's my era, and I love all of his music. And I told you all a few days ago, I knew it was going to take off and be very, very hot, especially the one, Hell is Hot. What is it? Blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh. Because that's a really hot album. All of his music is going to skyrocket now, the sales, because even in 2021, he's still such a gifted writer and talented poet that his music is still relevant and hot, and it's more solid than the music now. Like, all of the real artists back then were really solid, and you had to be talented and you had to write. Very deep. Him, Pac, Biggie, All the real talented ones weren't mumble rappers on pills and on lean and drunk. They really had bars and they really had depth and meaning. And I saw a old video talking about DMX and the Illuminati, and when Sheriff Arpaio had him in that really hard work camp, I think was it in Arizona, and he was caught talking about that and how difficult it was there, and he started to pray and cry out to God, but he was already under the Illuminati contract, the Def Jam contract. And he said, yeah, I don't, somebody was interviewing him. He said, I don't hang out and drink every day and hang with them niggas and them record exec niggas getting drunk and getting high and drinking. They do the same thing every day. And then he said, a lot of them goddamn weak ass bend over the executive desk ass niggas. Niggas bend over the goddamn desk. And I said, okay. It's clear he's talking about them guys secretly doing homosexual acts. And he wouldn't do the acts. He said he didn't hang out with them. That's another thing they didn't like about him. Because what you see is what you get. And when he saw that on the top, he said, no, I'm not going to go for that. And they tried to break him down and destroy him. He clearly didn't understand that lifestyle and the oath you have to take until he got inside of there. And he took on a lot of the demons. And one thing he kept showing me, he kept doing the rock symbol. He kept saying, Rock Nation, all today in my house. Rock Nation, Jay-Z. So it makes me wonder what type of agreement and deal that they have. Yeah, Phyllis. Because I didn't know that DMX had signed another deal with Rock Nation and Jay-Z. And Jay-Z paid off, supposedly gave him free $12 million to pay off his debts in 2020. The beginning of 2021, he's dead. And today, thank you, Lizette, for the donation. When he comes in here, and what I've been seeing all week, I saw it last night when I got off the live. Yeah, he pays off his debt, but let's see what he gained from it. Let's see if he gained publishing. Let's see if he gained any rights to any music that he has out or that's going to come out. Let's see what the children get. And he told me he was poisoned. When I looked at him last night, it was a vial. It looked like a syringe that had moved down into his stomach, through his stomach, into the gut. He said he was given something and it looked like a syringe with the needle. He said it was a poison inside of the syringe that put him into a deep sleep. He said that he didn't kill himself with ODing on drugs. He said they've been doing this to me and out to get me for a long time. He said, but he could not escape his own demons and his own pain. He said, and they ambushed him and jammed him in where he couldn't make money and he couldn't get opportunities. And he was beat down. He was saying, the spirit actually said, we killed him 10 years ago. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, we killed him 10 years ago. But he was so strong, he hung on even though he was beaten down and oppressed and he couldn't go anywhere. He was already dead. And some ways it broke his will. He had given up. He would still slip sometimes and get high. I'm not saying he got high and killed himself this time. I know, girl. I'm going to have to put food for both of my babies now. Because I've always loved DMX. I just didn't like what I see them doing. But I knew he wrote, listen to the poem called The Industry. On YouTube, you'll understand. Because he's been fighting with them a long time. But you don't win fighting the Illuminati boys. There's too many of them. And especially if you've already taken the oath. Even if he didn't directly take a homosexual oath. He didn't directly say, I'm just going to sell my soul and do evil. Once you make those agreements, once you sign that contract, you still bind with a demon. Even if you don't directly do it, who's giving you the contract, who's inside the industry, has taken a homosexual oath on the low and a demonic oath on the low, and he kept saying Rock Nation. So if you all will watch and see what is going on with him and Jay-Z, because he kept saying Jay-Z and he kept saying the devil and Lear Cohen, and it changed from me telling you all week that the demon was hanging out with me, that was also at the hospital dancing with everybody, because he's in the beat and he's in the melody. And people said they were playing his music outside. So literally, there were physical people, or people that look like physical people, that are a part of those corporations, because that's what music companies are, corporations, and mob ran and owned. They weren't really humans, they were demons looking like people or inside of people, standing out watching this. But it was also someone in DMX's room. If you can tell me what floor he was on, I don't know, I have a feeling it was a few floors up. I don't feel like he was in the basement or down the bottom. Tell me where he was, because I don't know. Someone was in that room, and there were contracts and papers. Something else was given to him by someone they left in there with him. And I'm wondering, where did he had COVID. He had, I had told you last night before they took my video off air. I don't know how I got off air. Maybe I mistakenly did it. And I was erasing the blank um, footage that you couldn't play. Yeah, but he signed a new deal with Def Jam. Was it in 2020? 2019, 2020. He signed a new deal. Okay. And what people don't realize is, when you sign a deal and they want to take your soul from you, the demon on the deal will creep based on whatever weakness where they can slip it in. It will be an opportunity that comes in for the person to be killed. He was poisoned by the toxicity of his immune system. His immune system was already compromised. I'm saying he already had a problem in his heart with one valve and one of the chambers. They call it what I'm hearing the word, I don't know if it's a real word, a medical term, or if I'm getting it wrong. Cardio, cardiomyopathy, or some, also saying eurythmia. There's a problem with the tissue in one part of his heart, inflammation in it, and a slight tear. It opened and it didn't close, and his heart didn't always beat. Saying something about eurythmia. I don't know what it means. If anybody on here sees this, tell me what this means. Cardiomyopathy, and eurythmia, myopathy. Oh, so that is a word, cardiomyopathy. Please tell me what that means, because it's saying he had a heart problem, he had an upper respiratory problem with the lungs, looked like his fluid and mucus, the lungs, problem breathing, problem in the nose, breathing, problem with the eyes, seeing. Everything started to shut down in the upper respiratory. He couldn't breathe very well, and he could not think. He could not function. Swelling in the brain, inflammation, fluid in the brain. Oh, he had bad asthma. It really jumped in with this upper respiratory infection and inflammation. Fluid, looks like it was filling in the lungs. He went out. So the heart attack is one thing. I wonder, did he have another heart attack, or did he have something like a stroke? Something, the brain wasn't functioning and it was swelling in there. And this fluid was in there, in the upper respiratory, and the central nervous system, the spinal column, the spinal cord. He had bacteria and fungus. These viruses talking. I can see it. It's on the tree. Your lungs can look like alveoli, like little tree branches in the lungs. Those were also, what do they call them? They're saying follicles, alveoli. You have these little bitty tiny things like alveoli around them, like fingers. They move, and they move the dust out so you can breathe. And the bacteria, and is saying that he had a problem with that. They weren't working properly, as well as his thinking function, the brain wave functions, um, the the thinking, the speaking, the motor skills, the coordination, the legs, he couldn't walk, and the blood in his arteries moving through the body, it wasn't circulating properly because they did not give him the right treatment that he needed to kill that virus, fungus, and bacteria. I don't know the Cash App. If somebody knows it, drop it in there for the person that just asked. I'm sorry, and I can't find it and type it in down here and do it. No, because the virus is speaking to me. I don't know if they checked him for the virus, the COVID, or if he got the shot. Either way, what I am saying to you, if he got the shot, he got COVID from the shot. If he did not get the shot, he had COVID in the body. He had IC as a fungus and a virus in the body. He got the shot. Oh, my. And it did not do well on him because the strain that was in the shot was a strain that would not do well with his DNA, and it actually went in there and wreaked havoc on his immune system. His body did not, it's like when you start getting sick, thank you, T-Sketch Music, and you, yeah, that's my Cash App, Alexis K. Tyler, and also the PayPal. And my email for my PayPal, if you have a PayPal and you just want to send money to the email, it's alexiskttylervp@gmail.com. It's been hard to find it because I can't get into my PayPal while I had it there. I don't know by heart, but I'll find it on some of my, it's in some of the videos. 333 is very spiritual. So one of the physical primary reasons why fentanyl is so dangerous is the respiratory depression it creates. When did he take the fentanyl? Because the family's trying to say now he didn't take any drugs, but I'm saying he did. He got the shot when NYC opened it up for 50 people. You know when was that? When he got the shot? I wonder why would he get that shot? Because I also see drugs in his system. So I wonder, did the doctor give him drugs to help him when he had his heart attack? Or was he on medication and taking it? Yeah, but the family's saying he didn't take any drugs now. They're saying he didn't take any drugs. But I'm seeing, he tells me sometimes he would relapse. So we'll know if they do an autopsy. If it comes up in the autopsy. Because he's telling me that he would have aches too, sometimes in his bones and in his legs. Thank you, Kim, for the donation. Sometimes he didn't feel that well or feel like walking, so maybe I'm getting it wrong. If he was on tour and he was moving around, they're saying he didn't overdose, that he didn't, that doesn't mean he didn't take, thank you, Tori. It doesn't mean he didn't take anything. That could have been poison, or that he didn't know. Thank you, T-Sketch, thank you for a donation. It changed from because I saw the immune system, and he couldn't make it in his upper respiratory, his lungs. The heart wasn't functioning well, it wasn't beating on rhythm, it was suppressed by something. And he couldn't think, he couldn't wake up, he couldn't talk, he couldn't control his body or the motor skills. The demon was there watching over that, because that was also a part of the ritual that was done on him when he renewed with that devil. So it was already there breaking him down, and then he goes back to renew back in the same industry that was literally feeding off of him, sucking off of him, to take his gifts and his energy, now to have him as a slave bound on the other side. And they're going to put new music of his, put the old music out. Let's see who puts the music out. Whoever is affiliated with the music, even if they're saying they're doing something good for him, that is the front side. Remember, with these people, it's always you say one thing, but on the backside, and I can't understand why he was signed with Def Jam again. And they're going to do like they're doing a good thing on the outside, but then on the back door, they're going to do another thing with DMX and take his soul. They already have his soul, his portions of it, and they're getting ready to play him and make a lot of money. And whatever proceeds they say they take to the children, yes, thank you, and Universal. And he keeps saying Rock Nation. So I'm wondering how Jay-Z is tied to this. He kept throwing the rock sign up to me all day and said he was double-crossed, cheated. So we will see. When I got up and I started coming down the stairs, and I was so angry about it, and he kept saying Rock Nation, rock, throwing the rock sign up, doing the rock sign. So I don't know what he was doing with Jay-Z, but he kept showing the rock sign, talking about Jay-Z. And he was upset. It's something with him and Jay-Z and his music and his rights to his music, of publishing something in there. And we're going to see if he pops up and how he pops up. Tied to, because now we see he's tied to Nipsey, and now he's tied to who's hanging with Nipsey, who knew him on this side, who's now on the other side with him, DMX, both of them. This is not a Tupac curse. I just told you where the curse came from. I spent a few minutes telling you where it came from. Tupac didn't do this. When it came downstairs, it switched. And I'm going to say this. Whenever he says he pays off somebody's debt, they're not paying off your debt. They just got you into another demonic contract to give you demonic money, which usually when they do that to people, they end up losing their life in an accident. Some type of illness comes up to kill them. So they take the money back they give you. It's just a loan to get the demon into you to help you make the deal with the demon. Mentally, emotionally, physically, drinking, drug addictions, and then straight out physical death. When somebody tells you I'm going to pay your debts for you, you usually become a debt slave to them, and then it opens the person up to start the killing process, because you just merged them with the demonic realm. So it really wasn't a favor, and it really wasn't for free. Like I said, look, tell me the date that was signed. How long did he live after that? Because now he's going to live again, and this is going to benefit his pocket. Let's watch and see. Okay. So a lot of them in this. Yes, it changed when I was told, well, they have their God, and their God is Lucifer, as well as bowing down to Aleister Crowley. They have their God. Okay. When I came downstairs, I wondered about Black Rob, and we see who he was under, what demon he was under, what games he would not play, the homosexual games he would not play, and who he was under. Black Rob, he wasn't also dealing with Puffy. Black Rob. Yeah, look at the names, Def Jam Murder Inc. That tells you a lot to team up with someone like that, and what the agenda and the plan is going to be. When I came downstairs, he was showing me this. He kept saying Rock Nation, holding his hand, doing the rock sign. Then it moved from the demon that had been in here talking to me all week to the devil himself. He had the big horns and had the hoofs. Now he is in the domain of Satan, not Lucifer. He is in the domain of Satan. DMX is not resting, he's working. He's moving through hell. He's moving through the realms of hell. He is seeing everything that's going on. He's not in hell. I'm not saying that like he's going to stay there and be bound and burned. No. The reason he is there because he signed the deal, and the contract was with the devil. Okay, thank you. September 20th, 2019 is when he signed for Def Jam. But what date he signed for the $12 million to erase his debt that was supposedly a gift to him? Okay, so that was in 19, and no, the $12 million gift that he was given supposedly. This wasn't a gift really. Yes, she was sacrificed, Aaliyah was. If he was given this in August 2019, August 2020, and now March, going into April, physically dead. He didn't even live 2 years after that. The same with Prince. And you see, some of these people have the same players that are involved in their crucifixions and their assassinations, and it looks like he did this to himself. But this is not, no. Prince didn't die just because he took no drug. You have to look back at who Prince was dealing with and who Prince signed with. What deals he had just done. And but see, he was already dead. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if they put it on Lil Nas X's birthday, that's because they held out to tell the public that and said, we're going to take him off the machine today. We're going to ritualistically kill him. And we're going to line up with this day and have this be the date that goes on his death certificate. Not because he died today. Because he was already dead. That's what they're not telling you. He was already goddamn dead. Physically dead, and they let him lay there and make that machine make his chest go up and tell you he breathing and damn live. You see what I'm saying? That was just 2020, August 2020. What? September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. Nigga dead. See, yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, he coming for you. 3, 4. Lock your door. 5. You see what I'm saying? See, this was all the plan. Because Pop wanted to get out and he didn't want to do no gay shit. And he didn't want to go higher up and they were stealing his money. You want to play with them? Then be prepared to play with them. Because what you, the fame and fortune you get, that's they fake fame and fortune and numbers and hits and payola to put your song out there and get you played and get you seen. And then they domain until as long as they say your ass is famous. As long as they say your motherfucking ass is hot. And then when they say you not no more and they tired of you don't want to play the game, throw your ass away. Thank you, Shaka Davis. Thank you. Be able to get them their stuff for the altar. DMX and Nip. Because DMX says he likes, he said he likes soul food. So, he said he likes southern food. So, if anybody can tell me what DMX liked and if he liked any southern food or if he ever came down south, he's telling me he wants. So, I have to make them a nice meal and it'll be an honor to make DMX a nice meal. I've always loved DMX. And, right now, DMX is walking through hell because this is where he has to go first because that is who the contract was under. Yes, I'd be honored to throw down for them. I already know what they want. And he said he wants some cobbler too. He wants some peach cobbler. So I'm going to make him some. He just said he wanted red candles on red sage. That's why I wonder, is he blood affiliated? Is he a blood gang member? Or did DMX deal with any blood affiliates from New York City? Well, yeah, both of them want something, and they're hanging together. He's there because that's the domain that his soul was in because he signed the contracts, not because he deserves to be there. I didn't say he was going to stay there right now. He is working through things. He's talking. He's thinking. There's a lot of crying and wailing and grieving around it. He can hear it. He can see it. He can feel it. But he was bound in there through the demonic contracts and through his acts of the past. And there are also demons in drugs. Pharmakia and the type of drugs he was given was tainted to bind him, to twist him. Yes, thank you. Click like on my video so people can share it, can see it. If you click like on the video, please. DMX has to walk through the valley of the shadow of death. What he prayed about, what he talked about, he has to see and experience to tell everyone. He also said there's going to be a big upheaval behind his murder. I'm not going to say he killed himself. I'm saying he was murdered. That is what I am saying. And he had pre-existing conditions that weren't healed in the body. It attached to what was already weak, and it started destroying his central nervous system. The brain, the central nervous system started literally eating him up from the inside out, dealing with the central nervous system, the nerves, the brain tissue, the motor skills, the memory skills, the talking, the moving. He could not control his functions, and then attacking the heart muscle, the heart tissue, because there was already weaknesses there, and going into his gut. Thank you, Nicole. I can't approve it yet. I have to get off the show to do it. Thank you. And he's saying water, some type of water storm. Yes, the spirit of war. He said an upheaval in economy. He said upheaval in the life we know, and the destruction of men. He said no men to protect the women in the sacred circles and the sacred tribe. He said the rituals will not be completed because the male seed is gone. The male seed will be destroyed. I mean, I said it last night that he had COVID in his body. He had the virus in his body, as well as fungal and bacterial infections, and his central nervous system was swollen and destroyed. I said that last night. His circulation and his heart was damaged. And one of the four chambers of the heart is his myocardial tissue. Heart damage. Heart tissue. He said the real men have to be eliminated. And he said a flood. Bad rain, ocean flood, upheaval under the ocean, volcano, and some type of storm he's talking about. So I have to look for the storm on the earth and the storm rising up out of the ocean, Atlantic and Pacific. So we have to look. Is it a rainstorm that's going to create flooding somewhere? Hurricane, tornado, as well as storms in different parts of the world raising up out of the ocean and other parts of the world in the sea, in the ocean. He's saying this upheaval, and he mentioned They can see so much more. They can do so much more. The volcano, tell me where the volcano, because I've been saying it for days. I saw the earthquake and I saw the volcanoes coming up where you wouldn't think. Florida's under a flood, really. Where's the volcano? Because if you've been listening to me the past few days, I've been saying it. Yes, this one of these big storms is coming up out of one of the oceans. If not both, he said the apocalypse, the headless horsemen are riding. How many horsemen are talking about in Revelation? Is it 3? Is it 4? Oh, he said they are here. And this is a part of it. If you have no men to protect the women and children, 4 horses, he said they are loose. One is riding and it looks like it has no face. It's just a skeleton. They want to get rid of all of the men. That way certain communities and civilizations will be easy to conquer. And thank you for telling me that Florida's under flood. Why is it under a flood warning? Where's this water? Well, a lot of them want to be Nas X. A lot of them just love men. Thank you, Pamela. St. Vincent on alert for imminent volcano eruption. Where is St. Vincent? There's more than one. There's a chain of them. They're talking in the spirits under the earth. And I keep seeing the man in Australia that I've spoken to before. They talk about the fire in 2020 coming into, it was the end of 2019, I think, coming into 2020. And then there was a big fires in Australia, and they were burning under the ground. He looks like a man, but he's an Aboriginal god. He is still. You can't prevent all of that. Who's going to stop Mother Nature? Who? Please tell me, because I don't know anybody that can do that. Even though they have Mount Weather and they can create storms and hurricanes, they can't stop all of them. The Aboriginal God, the original man, the original elders of the earth that are also connected to these stars, because we're also dealing with Sirius now, the dog star, and Orion. That's a powerful combination of brothers there. Leo, Nipsey, Sagittarius, DMX. And then both of them will come to me. A Sagittarius. Triple Fire and Sagittarius are also in the world and not of it and out of the world. Professors, astrologers, psychics, mediums, empaths, doctors. He's talking about the black Indians in New York, tracing his heritage, the so-called Negro. All of them are not Negro. They're Native American. They're indigenous to the tribe. He said it's time for them to rise up. If they do not rise up, the men will continue to be slaughtered. That is the agenda. It was already, he said, the agenda HR, what did you say, HR? Was it 107 you're saying? Or some House bill that is an extension of a House or a bill that is law that will be passed to help aid the destruction of men of color. The destruction, and then he says the shot is one way to do it. And he's showing me the head of a black bull or a black buffalo. This would, he's saying King Alfred plan. This is one part of the King Alfred plan to destroy the indigenous person of color, the black native, so-called black person, is the true native Oh, the Buffalo Soldier. Thank you. That would make sense too, and I think they suppressed those. But no, he's showing it fresh. They just beheaded. They do rituals on those and animal sacrifice as well as human. He said, these people that you look up to so much, he said part of the trafficking, not was, he said, but still is. In the music industry, he said New York is a big hub for prostitution, male and female prostitution, underground, and in sweatshops, restaurants. He said he mentioned Asian. He mentioned a certain. He mentioned a squid, like a baby octopus and an octopus family. The stock market, NASDAQ, and the codes of numbers and serial codes and numbers on records. For some reason, he's mentioning record players. I don't know if they're still used or they're bringing record players back. He said stocks, and he's showing trucks shipping, trucks with furniture and equipment, computers and things tied to music. And then he goes up under the ground and said these things are also trafficked on the black market. And up underground, there are children where these things are packaged or packed and brought in. You think they're just electronics and supplies, and through these shops and restaurants underground and in the sewers, there are cities down there. He says the police are affiliated with narcotics and prostitution and child trafficking. He said in some of these cultures, and even in the United States, their delicacies is aborted babies and small living babies and human sacrifice. Some body parts are delicacy, especially young people. And the prostitution, and he said the police. And New York City, he said, in Homeland is in New York City, is one of the headquarters of Homeland in New York City, as well as he said the music industry and the execs. So the tallest cities, he said, in the NASDAQ market also traffics human body parts and byproducts, and trafficking and eating, because some of the parts keep them alive and regenerate the brain and the tissue, the not just the adrenochrome. He said the human that he said is on the market with the serial codes, and the executives, he said they're homosexual and they like little boys, and they have sex with the boys, and they have sex boy man sex parties to get you initiated into the rituals and to keep you in there. He said also police and military under the ground, but he keeps showing me, he said, red light and clothes fashion district. Is there still a fashion and clothes district in New York? Affiliated with fashion, he says, is fashion, clothes, shoes, music, fiber optics, dealing with electronics. He said in brain waves of the future. He told me of glasses, pair of glasses. You can put them on, and when you put the glasses on, they have different colors to turn on. You can watch a TV in the glasses, and when you watch the glasses, they can go into the eye optic nerve. It's a way you could connect it to the brain, as well as something on your hand, a chip on your hand. and you get these certain abilities or features with the you can temporarily try this in your brain by you wear these glasses, wear these shades, and you see not just in 3D. You can watch something literally while you somebody think you got some glasses on, but you're watching something like a screen and anything you want with the glasses, but they can't see it on the outside, but you can see them and you can see it inside. He said they're making that and chipping it temporarily. You can put it in your brain. He said that's tied to clothes, shoes, that you're going to see if they're not doing already with the modeling with these electronic parts that look like a part on you where you are half human and you are half computer and make it cool like that to tie the fashion industry, fashion district to it and then tie the music and tie the artists to that. So they will encourage them to have it on their wrist or in their hand, then from their head to the ear or to the chip to the back of the brain, central nervous system to make it cool. To get the brain mapping chip from Elon Musk and hook you up and then give you the opportunity to fly out of space or be connected to NASA or Mars or one of the planets. And they tell you, well, you got to let us upload your brain into the cloud. If you ain't on a Jesus, I'm sorry. That may not happen for you. Some of you all need to realize that you may have to be Jesus and resurrect yourself and save yourself. You're going to end up being dead and be a victim and a prisoner, waiting for somebody to float down in a dress like a bitch with some long hair on it and a part on it to come and save your fucker ass. So, if you want that, you need to get off my channel. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying I have not seen it. I don't. I used to believe it. I was raised in it, and now I don't. Because one thing it also says in the Bible is faith without works is dead. No matter what God say, He will do for you. If you do not get the knowledge and the wisdom and the education to even be able to comprehend what it is you're asking God to do, get off your ass and make the effort and get the education and get the knowledge and get the preparation. God is not going to do nothing for you. God is not going to make anything happen for you. But if you think that, you keep on calling Jesus, you keep standing by being passive, and you don't take action, and you think somebody gonna come get you, then you wait for that to happen in your life. I do not support that. I do not teach people to be victims. I'm not reacting to anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you are. I'm responding to someone that talked about Jesus. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you commented. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about religious and Jesus. Whatever else you said, I don't know anything about it. Because I'm not reading all of the comments. And there are things, no, everybody doesn't need to chill on here. Because I can easily stop the chat. I can easily say what I want to say and not have a chat in here. That's what I can do. So you don't have to chill for me on my show. So the black people want to keep believing that, Capricorn Queen. They can do that, but I don't believe that anymore. And I believe in education and knowledge and preparation for what you can defend, what you can change. You can't control everything, but you can control what you can within your world. If you don't like that message, then leave my show. Leave my chat before I put everybody out. Because I don't have to plead with you to be nice in my fucking chat. It's my fucking chat. It's my show. Thank you. The devil is the God of the earth, and that's what the God on high put in the Bible, that's I allow him to rule the earth for a certain period of time until I decide. And that's what it is. Girl, you know what? I wish they'll get the Bible thumpers, get the fuck out on here. I love the Bible. There are certain parts of it I love, and I love the Psalms. I know parts have been deleted out of it, but I also believe you have free will, and that's what God gave you. And there are certain decisions you have to make on your own. God not going to come fix your problems for you and save you, because if that's the case, Nipsey, DMX, Tupac, Biggie, my father, all these people would print, they would still be here. Sam Cooke, they would still be here. That wouldn't have been allowed for all of them to be tortured and beaten to death and have all of the things they created stolen, and had women in their lives and men in their lives to help black people, to help set the shit up. So don't tell me your Jesus is coming for you. Get off of my page. You go wait for your Jesus. Whoever that is to you. I don't know who it is to you. What that looks like to you. Go somewhere else and sit and pray and pack your shit. Wait for him to come down here and fly down here to get your ass. Okay? Because I don't teach that over here. Now, I don't believe that anymore. I'm not going to subscribe to that. I'm going to help lead people like sheep to slaughter. So go somewhere else before you make me mad. And I put everybody here. Now, as I was saying, because you're not gonna do that over here, and come over here and say what the fuck you want to say that I don't like. And if you don't like what I want to say, that's fine. He can be your king, baby. I have nothing to do with who your king is. What you believe, who you serve, have nothing to do with that, but you're not going to bring it over here. Who is saying it? Please tell me who it is so I can get you out of here. Tell me who is the problem, because see, this is disrupting for what I'm doing. Who's this? Remove. Okay. You know what? This won't happen anymore because I'm not going to let anybody come in here. Because I'm talking about what I want to talk about on my show. And it takes from that when I have to read through this. This is not what I'm here for. So from now on, we won't have a chat. Until I have my moderator available, we won't have one. Let me see here. Because you won't come do it to me. Now you've pissed me off. I won't allow this. This will be the last time that this goes on in here. No, nobody needs to chill in here because I'm going to get rid of everyone. Let me look through here. you don't like what we're saying about Jesus, stay off my page, okay? Don't come over here. I'm not your puppet. I don't speak what you want to hear. You don't like it, don't come over here. I agree with you, Louise, about the Maccabees. That was out of the Bible, and we do need to know about that in the Maccabees. Exactly. Overall, I like the comments in here. The few that I don't, I will go back through this when I have a chance. Don't you ever give a fuck who you are and come in here and disrespect me, and that I have to take it, and that I have to like it. I will not. Let me go through here. Find something else I don't like, and I'll do this the next time that I have a moderator. And if I do not, I'll block everybody from commenting in here. You better find you someone else to fucking play with, and you better find another show and a video and a live to fucking play on. Don't bring it back over here. You know, I'm so fucking angry right now. I want to go through every last comment in here. I'm trying to figure out how to shut this thing off, because I don't even want to go further. We won't do it at all. You better find somebody else to play with. I'm not in the mood for this. You find a child to go play with, bitch. You know, bitch ass nigga. Who the fuck you are over here? Because you won't impose nothing on me. You won't make me think, feel, believe, or endure what you think or feel. Impose that shit on me. You know, I'm going to get off of here at this point. And I will, when I feel like it, I'll come back and give their message, and this won't happen again. You stupid motherfuckers that's up this late in the morning to find people's channels to go play on, you better do it to someone else, because you won't get your dick off over here. Jack your dick and do any other dumb shit over here, and you think I'm going to continue to do a show and let you be in the chat. Now, again, I haven't really done chess before, so I'm learning to do this. I don't know how all the functions are, but this won't happen again. You take your Bible thumping ass and your fake Christian pie in the sky, I fly away, oh glory, stinking ass, somewhere else. Because you can't make me believe what I don't want to believe, that I grew up in, that is not rational and not logical. You're going to impose it in me. Take your stupid ass somewhere else where people believe what the fuck you're saying and what you believe. But you're not going to oppress me in my view on my own goddamn channel and make me say what the fuck you want to say, bitch. And bitch ass nigga and dick sucking. See, this I don't even want to do my reading right now. Because I can listen to what DMX is saying and what Nipsey is saying and then try to monitor these fucking dick sucking children in the chat. So now I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to hear anybody. And probably from this moment on, I'm not going to allow a chat because you old grown up motherfuckers want to come over here and act like children. I'm gonna go now. And I don't know when I'm coming back. For the ones that do appreciate the message, did give donations, and will continue to give donations after this, thank you very much. For the other ones, you can kiss every crack and recess of my ass on the left side while you read your fucking Bible. You do hear me? Kiss it all up in the motherfucking center and corner. Center mass, bitch. And stay off my goddamn page. Au revoir, I'll be the zing, kiss my ass, bitch, I do. Good morning, good afternoon, bitch, and good night.